In the last video, we talked about fission and fusion and what the advantages were for each. In this segment, we're going to do our $1.98 tour of organic chemistry. Chemistry is the study of matter and its associated energy changes. And in this particular class, we talked about matter. We talked a little bit about energy. When we talk about what types of chemistry there are, there's inorganic, there's organic, there's analytical, and there's physical. What we did in Chem 110, if you did that with us, Chem 207, this particular class, is what I would generally call inorganic. Organic is the study of carbon. And you would ask yourself, well, wow, why is there a whole field or course in organic chemistry? Well, I can assure you that there are PhDs in all of these areas, including actually this one. But carbon and why it's such a big deal will come next. Analytical is chemistry that analyzes. Physical is chemistry based on physics. Nonetheless, many of you are here in this class because you will go on to biochemistry. And what I do like to make clear here and at other points at the beginning of next semester, or Chem 208 if you decide to do that, is that in order to get from 207 to 208, you have to go through organic. Okay? Nonetheless, why is carbon such a big deal? Well, it's associated with all living things. On this planet, all living things are carbon-based. So if you're interested in anything that's living, you have to understand a little bit about carbon. Chemically speaking, carbon is in group 4, which means it assumes a tetrahedral structure. Okay? So we have these two that are in the same plane, this one that points towards you, this one that points away from you, and all your angles are 109.5. Okay, so if you don't remember anything about the tetrahedron, please be sure to go back and review that material. Now, why this matters is that the tetrahedrons can link together like links on a chain. Tetrahedron, 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 tetrahedron. Okay? Now, it is likely that in the face-to-face class, we'll do some kind of demonstration to show how the carbons can link together like links on a chain. Okay? Now, the other thing is that these links on the chain, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 carbons in this example, is that they can rearrange and form what we call isomers. So I can take these same 7 individual carbon units and rearrange them, for example, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and I can make one of them attach here. I could take 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 of those 7, attach one here, attach one there, and so forth. Okay? And the ability to do that is called isomers. Okay? Now, carbon is tetravalent, tetrahedral, tetra means 4. Carbon has 4 valence electrons. Tetravalent, it means it can bind in 4 places. Okay? Now, your simplest organic compounds will be carbon and hydrogen only, and these are what we call hydrocarbons. Okay, but we can also add oxygen, chlorine, fluorine, nitrogen, phosphorus, and sulfur. Okay, so there's a little bit of an acronym for carbon compounds, CHOMPS, N, not M as in Monday. Carbon, hydrogen, oxygen, nitrogen, phosphorus, sulfur, fluorine, and chlorine. We're going to see as you move along, when you put a halogen on a carbon compound, you often end up with things that you don't want. Next page. This is just a reminder about how many bonds you can put on your Lewis structure. And you remember when we talked about Lewis structures, we talked about the fact that carbon is king, carbon is king, carbon is king, carbon is king. Carbon, you have to make happy with 4 bonds. Hydrogen will bond in only 1 place, nitrogen bonds in 3 places, oxygen and sulfur will bond in 2 places with lone pairs, and your halogens will bind in 1. Okay? All right, now remember that the dots mean lone pairs. So let's try what we call skeletal structures and fill in. Okay? So let's say we go back to those 7. Okay, our 7 carbons that are going to link together. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Okay, so 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. This is our skeletal structure. Okay, well, my dogs are barking at something, so I'm going to end this segment here.